Hey guys, wanted to do a trade review tonight on the SPY, and I just wanted to review a couple of trades I had on the SPY today. So going into the day, like what we always do, I'll review the overall market. I really didn't have my eye on a specific stock I wanted to trade. I mean, XLE, I was looking at XLM, CVX, Duke. I'm still in Duke, still swinging Duke because energy is still strong, and utilities look pretty good as well as healthcare. Looked pretty good with strength, but I was mainly looking at trading the SPY or the Q today because I was expecting weakness from the market. Just because, if you look at the VIX, this is a huge green pin bar now, but um, opening the day it was essentially a bullish, smaller bullish pin bar. So I was expecting that VIX to push up possibly, and then we were opening up underneath the 21. We were essentially gapping down. So, um, you know, I was, I guess, to a certain extent biased uh, towards a sell off in the market on Monday today. So, anyways, wanted to review SPY real quick. So I ended up trading SPY essentially right at open, and so this was kind of called out in the group. Plus, for me, this is an A plus setup. So this is the main reason. This is the main reason why I took the trade, because this is exactly what I look for. You can see, I mean, it doesn't get any more perfect than this, in my opinion. You've got to squeeze on the VIX. So we're squeezing here on the VIX. We start going into a bullish trend. We've got bullish divergence on the VIX here, in the squeeze, right, in a tight squeeze as the market's opening up, and then um, we're breaking pre-market highs as well as uh, daily highs, and headed up towards a key level. That 24 level was actually a key level for the VIX. Now, if you look at the SPY here, same thing, but just opposite direction, squeezing on the SPY and squeezing on the Q. So essentially, when I see squeezes across the board on VIX, SPY, and Q, definitely want to have my antennas up for a good move, for a nice little move down. And we were squeezing right at some key levels for the SPY, right at this daily level at 443. So I was looking at that break around 443 here on the SPY, and then we were squeezing above that daily level of 342 on the Qs, looking for a breakdown towards that level for the Qs. So I ended up entering the trade um, at, let me see here, at 819, and this was two trades today. So I ended up entering the trade at 819. Let me go to my six pack chart to kind of really dig into this here. So you can see, right, breakout on the VIX, breakdown on the SPY, breakdown on the Q, right. So you can see these small circles here. These charts above are 5-minute charts. These charts below are 1-minute charts. And the reason why I've got the SPY and the Q um, a little bit higher is because if I move them up, for some reason it takes away that squeeze, mainly because you're not going to have volume on your VIX. So I wanted to show you guys the squeeze here. So I ended up entering at 819. So I ended up entering, um, let's see, right here. So this was towards that bottom part. You can see on the 5-minute chart, this was towards that bottom support of the SPY. So I entered a tad early, but I was still looking for that breakdown right below that daily support level of 443. So I entered at 819 here, and then I exited the trade as we were breaking that level at 826. So that first trade was a 13% return. I am growing a small account, so a smaller account on this trade. So I ended up, my goal for this is to have a 10% goal. I actually got 13% on this trade, and this total trade was a 6-minute trade. So I got 13% in 6 minutes here. So once it broke there, took profit just because this was at a key level, and we easily could have bounced. So I wanted to play it down to that support level. Then as on the 1 minute, as I seen it breaking, I re-entered on the break, and then I ended up exiting a trade. So I re-entered pretty much right at 443, and then entered or then exited down at 442 and some change for about a 5% return. And that literally was just a 45-second trade, and I think I got 5% on it. Now, I would have stayed in the trade and actually played this all the way down to the intraday level of closer to 442, but I had to take my son to school, so I wasn't going to be around the computer, and so I ended up exiting right before right before I hopped in the truck, take him to school. But in all, total trade was an 18% return in about 8 minutes. And like I said, when you're getting a breakdown on the SPY and the Q, and then the VIX is breaking out of the squeeze, I mean, it's an A+ setup for me. I'll take that trade day in, day out. I'll take it with my eyes closed because, like I said, there's not a lot of areas, not a lot of trades you can get an 18% return. It's almost a 20%. That's almost a 20% return in 8 minutes. You know, depending on the size of your accounts that you're trading on, that could be anywhere from a few $100s to a few $1,000 in a matter of a few minutes here. So nice trade there for the SPY and the Q. So, and as you can see later on in the day, wasn't an A+ setup, but it was still a nice setup. And you usually don't get these twice in one day, but we market's definitely been bearish as of late. So you can see, and I had actually stepped away from the computer here, so I actually missed this trade, but it wasn't an A+ setup. I'd say this is probably an A setup trade, just because we're squeezing on the SPY here, squeezing on the Qs, tight Bollinger Bands, and we're breaking down, right? Breaking down here as we're breaking up in the VIX. So that was another. You could have broken here. Once it broke that 441, could have played it down. Looking to exit around 439 right here, and then once it broke that daily level for the Qs, could have played it down there. The other thing I want to mention is if you look at that first part of the day on the SPY and the Q, just to tell you guys where my exit was going to be. So like I said, I entered here around 8:19 on my first trade. So you can see where my first entry was at. So my exit would be a close above that 5 MA. Typically, if you're going to have a nice breakdown on the SPY or the Q or any stock, or if you're going to have a nice break up, it rides that 5 MA down. So you can see here, you entered and it rolled that thing all the way down, and then once it closed above there, you could have gotten out right at that 442 level, and that would have been, a little bit over about $1 move. So that's kind of how I play. I like to play breakdowns and breakups on the SPY and the Q. And another telltale sign too is, so I had a intraday level marked at 444. You can see here on all these candles here, see how they're all hitting that 444 level, and they're essentially bouncing off of it. So that's another signal that hey, we're probably not going to go higher. And then once that closed below that 5 MA again, near that support of 443, then you knew we were possibly going lower once we started seeing that selling pressure coming in. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you do have any questions, please hit your boy up, and I will get your questions answered. If you want me to review any stocks, please let me know. I'll get those reviewed. If you're liking the content commentary, please like and subscribe. Definitely trying to grow the channel, and I will talk with you guys later.